Hello Ultimate Athletes! In this video I want to show you the big picture programming of the Ultimate Athlete Project and how to organize your training over the course of the year. So within the Ultimate Athlete Project we have several types of phases. So I'm going to show you the big picture first. So depending on if you have been working in the gym or not, you will start off in either the prep phase or the off-season phase. That's your choice. The prep phase gets you used to doing some functional training exercises, just gets you used to lifting in the gym. It's going to be really helpful if you haven't been lifting. You won't have as much soreness there than if you just start directly into the off-season programming. Okay, so we've got prep season, off-season, we've got the preseason. The focus of the preseason is more conditioning based. We're getting ready, making sure that we have the work capacity to perform during practices and tournaments. Then we've got in-season. In-season is about decreasing the workload, making sure that we're not overtraining. Our primary purpose here is to maintain our health, to not get injured, and also to make sure that we're not detraining during the season, neither detraining nor overtraining. Then we've got the taper phase, which is just a couple weeks before our main event. And then when we're done with our main event, we're pretty much done with our season, we're pretty maybe tired of Ultimate, we've got a phase of postseason here for you that's just about recovery and just taking a mental break. And then we start the whole thing again. So that's how the Ultimate Athlete Project works, that's the big picture. And so within these different phase types, you're going to have different numbers of cycles available. And some of you may not see all of these phases. It depends a little bit on when you signed up. If you sign up right after, if you sign up right after the season, say last year, you will have access to all the phases. If you signed up in the winter time, you might not see all the phases on your dashboard in the Ultimate Athlete Project. New phases become available each month, and if you sign up in the winter, you won't, for example, you won't see all 6 off-season phases. There's just not enough time. Now, no matter when you sign up though, you will probably see more phases in the Ultimate Athlete Project than you can physically use in the time that you have available. I did that so that there's some flexibility and you can make some decisions for yourself based on what you think is more important. So, for example, you know, how long you want to declare your in-season, that there's some flexibility there. Whether you want, for example, 3 months of preseason and 2 months of off-season, or if you want 4 months of off-season and only 1 or 2 months of preseason. I think that's a decision that you can make for yourself based on you know, how much experience you have in building strength, how much of that you need versus how much conditioning you need, things like that. So there's some flexibility built into the Ultimate Athlete Project, and I hope that that helps you to make full use of the program and get the most out of your experience. What I would recommend in organizing your program is to start with thinking about when your main event is and to choose one. Now, you might be able to get away with choosing 2 main events and doing 2 tapers, but that's really complicated. It's difficult to do. So, to keep things simple, choose one main event, what is your most important event of the season, and then just count backwards. You're going to need 2 to 3 weeks for your taper, and then for your in-season, think about when your main tournaments start or when your main practices start. This again is the time when you're going to have to mitigate your training volume so that you're not overtraining. So you want to think about when you're really starting to play more intensely. So, for example, I wouldn't count casual pickup games in this. I would count practices that are physically demanding or tournaments when those things start. And that's going to be your in-season. For your preseason, you want at least 1 phase of preseason. If you started the Ultimate Athlete Project way back right after the end of your last season, then you have time for 3 pre-season phases. Otherwise, I would limit it to 2 so that you have more time for your off-season programming. And then basically whatever time you have left, that is what you'd call your off-season programming. I think it's best if you choose an even number of phases because the off-season programming alternates between phases that are focused on strength and phases that are more focused on power. So you want to have either 2, 4, or 6 off-season phases that you're doing. Okay? Okay, so I hope that that gives you a big picture of where you are and where you're going, and then helps you think about some of the decisions that you might have to make with your programming, so you can see what's coming up. So If you have any questions about any of this, feel free to leave them in the comments below.